Just smoked Salvia for the fifth time. The first time I've used it alone, not mixed with cannabis. It completely unzipped my head. It really does seem twice as intense with each successive trip. I can't believe I actually was worried the hamburger and cigarette I had earlier might block the high. Ha. I doubt if even a shot of Thorazine could block that rush of intensity. I had the TV on, and I wanted music, but the only thing playing was All Right Now by Free. Not one of my favorite songs, but better than infomercials, so I left it on. I packed my dad's one hitter and blasted a hit. My vision faded as simultaneously every perception was literally bent, starting at the edges under the force of some new internal gravity. I became intensely paranoid about the pipe somehow starting a fire, though it was completely cast, striving to set it in a ceramic bowl on the coffee table, even as my vision warped and faded and twisted into strands of melting, bending rubber. It felt like my mind was being peeled and divided like an orange, or actually turned inside out. My visual cortex was continuing to divide into millions of these weird strands, like concentric stripes, which warped at the edges and became warped by a vast sucking sideways gravity. The intense gravity was accompanied by a deep electric feeling in my body, but now sudden confusion annihilated everything. I had no idea what I was doing. All subjective reality fled, and I was left completely at the herb's mercy. Intense waves of fear took hold of my psyche. I felt it made some gross error. Somebody should have warned me about this. I actually couldn't remember that I'd smoked salvia before. For all I knew, in those moments, I'd never heard of it before today. I wondered why my father had never warned me of this stuff. I had an odd, completely false notion that I'd discovered the plant in my parents' bedroom and partaken of it like some forbidden fruit. I was still too young to handle properly. Though in reality, the first time I smoked it, non-concentrated leaves, it was with him. He said he'd hardly felt anything. I'd experienced only a mild cannabis-like buzz. But this was an entirely new experience, blowing away even my intense trip if even a few days ago. Basically, it annihilated my normal sense of self. I had no conception in these initial minutes that this plant was totally safe, or that the effects were temporary. I'd felt that it warped my psyche. This is long as fuck.